This is the question surrounding a dramatic fan-created scenario involving Jungkook and Taehyung during a dance practice. The moment begins quietly, almost like any other rehearsal. Music fills the studio, the members move through the choreography, and everyone is concentrating on timing, formation, and synchronization. But within seconds, everything changes. Taehyung takes one step, his foot lands awkwardly, and his ankle twists beneath him. The music stops. Jungkook turns around. And for a moment, nobody knows what to do. Before we continue, what would you have done if you were standing in that rehearsal room? Would you immediately run toward Taehyung, or would you freeze from shock? If you care about BTS and enjoy emotional stories inspired by their friendship, let us know in the comments, press like, and subscribe for more stories that explore unexpected moments between the members. The rehearsal had started like countless others. There was nothing unusual about the atmosphere. The studio was filled with the familiar sounds of music, footsteps, breathing, and occasional laughter. The members had already repeated the choreography several times, carefully adjusting their movements to make every transition cleaner. Taehyung was standing among the others, completely focused on the routine. Jungkook was nearby. Neither of them had any reason to believe that the next few seconds would become the most frightening part of the rehearsal. Dance practice can look effortless when watched from the outside. On stage, the audience sees polished movements, confident expressions, synchronized formations, and powerful performances. What the audience does not always see is how much physical effort is required to reach that level. Every movement has to be repeated. Every step has to be memorized. Every turn has to be controlled. And sometimes, even when professionals know exactly what they are doing, the body can make an unexpected movement. That was what happened in this fictionalized scenario. The music began again. Taehyung followed the choreography carefully. Jungkook watched his own position in the mirror while also remaining aware of the formation around him. The routine demanded quick changes in direction, precise footwork, and sudden transitions. For several seconds, everything went perfectly. Then came the turn. Taehyung shifted his weight. His foot touched the floor. Something went wrong. His ankle rolled unexpectedly. The movement that had been practiced dozens of times suddenly became painful. Taehyung stumbled. A sharp expression crossed his face. Then he went down. The music continued for only another second before someone stopped it. Jungkook's reaction was immediate. He turned toward Taehyung and rushed over. "Taehyung!" His voice broke through the silence. The other members also moved closer, but Jungkook appeared especially alarmed. The rehearsal had changed in an instant. A few seconds earlier, everyone had been focused on choreography. Now the entire room was focused on one person sitting on the floor. Taehyung tried to remain calm. "I'm okay," he said. But Jungkook did not seem convinced. He crouched beside him and looked carefully at his ankle without attempting to move it unnecessarily. "Can you move it?" Taehyung hesitated. That hesitation made Jungkook even more nervous. The room became unusually quiet. There was no music anymore. No laughter. No choreography. Only concerned voices and the sound of Taehyung breathing through the discomfort. Jungkook asked again whether he was okay. Taehyung tried to smile. "I'm fine." But Jungkook's expression remained serious. It was the kind of reaction that happens when someone you care about gets hurt unexpectedly. Rational thoughts can disappear for a moment. The only thing that matters is knowing whether the person is safe. The rehearsal staff approached to check the situation. Taehyung was encouraged not to put weight on the injured foot. Jungkook stayed close. He did not seem interested in returning to practice. For him, the choreography suddenly did not matter. The only question was whether Taehyung was seriously injured. The moment became emotional because of how quickly the atmosphere had changed. Only minutes earlier, the members had been laughing between repetitions. Now Taehyung was sitting on the floor, and Jungkook was watching him carefully. Someone brought an ice pack. Another person prepared a chair. Taehyung attempted to stand but immediately stopped. Jungkook reacted again. "Don't. Just stay there." The words were simple, but the urgency in his voice made everyone understand how worried he was. Taehyung looked at Jungkook. For a moment, neither said anything. Then Taehyung smiled slightly. "You look more scared than I am." Jungkook did not laugh. "Because you scared me." That sentence changed the mood completely. The others became quiet. Taehyung lowered his eyes. Jungkook took a breath and tried to calm himself. The injury might not have been severe, but the suddenness of it had frightened him. That was the unexpected part. The rehearsal had been ordinary. The accident was ordinary in the sense that dance rehearsals can involve physical strain. But Jungkook's reaction revealed something deeper. When someone close to him was suddenly in pain, his first instinct was not to think about the schedule, the choreography, or the performance. His first instinct was to protect. That was what made the fictionalized scene so emotional. Jungkook remained beside Taehyung while the staff assessed the ankle. Taehyung continued trying to reassure him. "I'm really okay." Jungkook looked at him. "You always say that." Taehyung laughed softly. "Because I'm okay." "Then let them check." Taehyung nodded. The examination continued. Nobody knew yet how long Taehyung would need to rest. The possibility of missing rehearsal immediately became a concern. But nobody was talking about the performance. Not yet. The priority was Taehyung. Jungkook looked toward the mirrors. The choreography was still paused on the screen. A few minutes earlier, that routine had been the center of everyone's attention. Now it seemed completely irrelevant. This is where the story takes another unexpected turn. Taehyung suddenly apologized. "I'm sorry." Jungkook looked confused. "Why are you apologizing?" "Because I stopped practice." Jungkook shook his head. "Don't say that." Taehyung looked at him. "You didn't stop anything. You got hurt." The room became quiet again. Jungkook's voice was calmer this time, but his expression remained serious. "Practice can wait." Those 3 words carried more emotion than a long speech. Practice can wait. The performance can wait. The choreography can wait. Someone's health cannot. Taehyung seemed touched by the response. He looked down at his ankle before quietly saying that he hated causing trouble. Jungkook immediately rejected the idea. "You're not causing trouble." The staff continued assisting Taehyung. The members gathered nearby. Nobody wanted to restart the music. Eventually, Taehyung was helped onto a chair. Jungkook remained close enough to assist if necessary. As Taehyung was moved toward the side of the room, Jungkook followed. "Where are you going?" Taehyung asked. "With you. You have practice." "So?" Taehyung smiled. Jungkook looked at him seriously. "You think I'm going to keep dancing after watching you fall?" Taehyung laughed quietly. That was the first genuine laugh since the accident. The tension in the room eased slightly. But the concern remained. For Jungkook, the image of Taehyung falling had already been difficult to forget. He kept replaying it in his mind. The step. The twist. The expression on Taehyung's face. The sudden fall. The silence. The fear. He wondered whether Taehyung had been in more pain than he admitted. He wondered whether the injury could become worse. And most importantly, he wondered whether Taehyung would be able to perform again soon. The questions continued running through his mind. Taehyung noticed. "Stop worrying." "I'm not." "You are." Jungkook smiled faintly. "Maybe." Taehyung looked at him. "Then sit down." Jungkook finally sat beside him. For a few seconds, they simply remained there. No cameras. No stage. No choreography. No audience. Just two friends sitting in a quiet rehearsal room after an unexpected accident. That quiet moment became one of the most emotional parts of the fictionalized story. Because sometimes friendship is not shown through dramatic speeches. Sometimes it appears in small actions. Sitting beside someone. Checking whether they are comfortable. Bringing them water. Asking if the pain has changed. Making sure they do not try to walk too soon. And refusing to leave until they are safe. Jungkook did all of those things. Taehyung eventually asked him to relax. "You look exhausted." Jungkook laughed. "You're the one who got hurt." "I know." "Then stop making me worry." Taehyung smiled. "Okay." The atmosphere slowly became lighter. But then another question emerged. Would Taehyung be able to continue the rehearsal? The staff made the decision clear. No. He needed to rest. That meant the choreography session would have to continue without him or be postponed. Jungkook did not argue. He supported the decision. The other members also understood. The rehearsal room that had been filled with music became a place of waiting. Everyone wondered how quickly Taehyung would recover. The accident was not presented as a confirmed real-life event. It remained a dramatic, fictionalized scenario inspired by the public image of BTS members and their close friendship. Yet within the story, the emotions were treated seriously. And those emotions continued to grow. Later, when the immediate concern had passed, Taehyung looked at Jungkook and asked something unexpected. "Why did you panic so much?" Jungkook paused. He could have joked. He could have avoided the question. Instead, he answered honestly. "Because I saw you fall." Taehyung waited. Jungkook continued. "For a second, I didn't know if you were seriously hurt." Taehyung nodded. "I understand." Jungkook looked toward the floor. "I hate seeing people get hurt." Taehyung smiled. "You care too much." Jungkook looked at him. "Maybe." There was another pause. Then Taehyung said something that surprised everyone. "If it had been you, I would have panicked too." Jungkook laughed. "Then we're even." The tension finally broke. The members laughed. For the first time since the accident, the rehearsal room felt normal again. But the story was not over. The next part became even more emotional because Jungkook began blaming himself. He wondered whether he should have noticed that Taehyung was tired. He wondered whether the choreography should have been stopped earlier. He wondered whether he could have done something. Taehyung noticed the change in his expression. "Don't blame yourself." "I'm not." "You are." Jungkook looked away. Taehyung continued. "It wasn't your fault." Jungkook nodded. "I know." "Then stop thinking about it." Jungkook smiled. "Okay." But Taehyung knew he probably would not. That was one of the characteristics of their friendship in this fictionalized story. Both cared deeply, and both sometimes worried more than they admitted. As the hours passed, Taehyung's condition became more comfortable. The swelling was monitored. The ankle remained protected. Rest was emphasized. Jungkook continued checking on him. At one point, Taehyung told him to go back to practice. Jungkook refused. "Go." "No. You need to practice." "I can practice later." "Jungkook." "No." Taehyung laughed. "You are stubborn. So are you." There. That small exchange made the situation feel less frightening. But there was still one important moment. Taehyung tried to stand. Jungkook immediately moved toward him. Wait. I'm just standing. Slowly. Taehyung placed his weight carefully. He stopped. The pain was still there. Jungkook's expression changed instantly. Sit down. Taehyung obeyed. See? I told you. You didn't. I was going to. Jungkook shook his head. Taehyung laughed. The moment was almost funny. But underneath the laughter was relief. Taehyung could still smile. He could still joke. And that meant the fear that had filled the room earlier was beginning to fade. Eventually, the rehearsal was officially finished for Taehyung. The other members continued discussing the choreography, but nobody pressured him to participate. Jungkook remained nearby. The story then shifts from panic to reflection. Why did the accident affect Jungkook so strongly? The answer was not simply that Taehyung had twisted his ankle. It was because unexpected pain can expose emotions that people normally keep hidden. When someone falls, there is no time to think about appearances. There is no time to prepare the perfect response. You simply react. Jungkook reacted by running toward Taehyung. He did not think about how he looked. He did not think about whether anyone was watching. He simply wanted to know whether Taehyung was okay. That instinct became the emotional center of the story. For fans watching the fictionalized scenario, the most memorable image would not necessarily be the accident itself. It would be Jungkook's face after he realized Taehyung was hurt. The sudden fear. The immediate movement. The repeated questions. The refusal to leave. The quiet relief when Taehyung finally smiled. Those details created the dramatic atmosphere. And then came the final surprise. After everything had calmed down, Taehyung looked at Jungkook and said, "Next time, you should be the one sitting down." Jungkook laughed. "Why?" "Because you look more exhausted than me." Jungkook shook his head. "I'm fine." Taehyung smiled. "You always say that." Jungkook stopped. Then both of them laughed. It was a small joke, but it mirrored the beginning of the incident. Earlier, Taehyung had insisted that he was fine. Now Jungkook was doing exactly the same thing. The situation had come full circle. The accident had begun with fear. It ended with laughter. But the emotional lesson remained. Sometimes the most powerful moments between friends are not planned. They happen when something unexpected interrupts an ordinary day. They happen when one person falls and another immediately reaches out a hand. They happen when someone says, "I'm okay," even though they are clearly shaken. They happen when another person answers, "You scared me." And they happen when fear eventually turns into relief. In this fictionalized BTS-inspired story, Jungkook's panic was not about the choreography. It was about Taehyung. That distinction mattered. The rehearsal could be repeated. The music could be restarted. The choreography could be adjusted. But a person's well-being could not be replaced. That was why Jungkook stopped thinking about the performance. That was why he stayed close. And that was why the entire atmosphere of the rehearsal changed the moment Taehyung fell. The imagined incident also highlights something that many fans recognize about performance life. Behind every polished stage moment is a demanding process filled with repetition, fatigue, concentration, and physical risk. Performers can spend hours practicing the same movement. They can repeat a turn dozens of times. They can push themselves to make every detail perfect. But the human body still has limits. A single awkward landing can change everything. That is why rest matters. That is why recovery matters. And that is why, in the story, Jungkook's first concern was not whether Taehyung could finish the choreography. It was whether he could safely stand. The fictionalized scenario becomes particularly emotional when Taehyung realizes how frightened Jungkook had been. He looks at him and says quietly, "I didn't know you were that worried." Jungkook responds, "I didn't know either." That answer captures the surprise at the heart of the story. Sometimes people do not realize how deeply they care until something goes wrong. A normal rehearsal can suddenly become a moment of realization. A simple question can become meaningful. A small gesture can reveal an enormous amount of emotion. And a single injury can remind everyone in the room that behind the performers are human beings. As the evening approaches, the rehearsal studio becomes quieter. The lights remain on. The mirrors reflect an empty dance floor. The speakers are silent. The choreography has been paused. Taehyung is resting. Jungkook is still nearby. The members gradually leave the room. Before leaving, Jungkook looks back. Taehyung notices. "What?" Jungkook smiles. "Nothing. You keep looking at me. I'm checking." "Checking what?" "That you're okay." Taehyung laughs. "I'm okay." Jungkook nods. "Good." He turns away. Then Taehyung calls him back. "Jungkook." He turns. "Thank you?" Jungkook smiles. "You don't have to thank me." "Still." Jungkook nods. "Okay." The two remain silent for a moment. Then Jungkook says something simple. "Rest." Taehyung smiles. "I will." Jungkook finally leaves. The door closes. The room becomes quiet. The music does not restart. Not that night. And perhaps that is the most important detail of the entire story. The choreography was never the priority. The performance was never the priority. The priority was making sure Taehyung was safe. That was why the moment became so emotional. It was not because of a dramatic confession. It was not because of a spectacular stage. It was not because of a headline. It was because something ordinary suddenly became frightening, and one friend immediately showed how much another mattered to him. The imagined incident also leaves one final question. What if Jungkook had not been there when Taehyung fell? Would the reaction have been different? Would Taehyung have tried to stand sooner? Would someone else have noticed how much pain he was experiencing? Would the rehearsal have continued? Those questions are impossible to answer because this story is fictionalized. But they create the emotional hook. Because the most powerful part of the scenario is not the injury itself. It is the reaction. It is the moment when the music stops. It is the moment when everyone turns around. It is the moment when Jungkook realizes something is wrong. And it is the moment when his expression changes from performer to concerned friend. That transformation is what makes the story memorable. Imagine the scene one more time. The music is playing. The choreography is moving forward. Everyone is synchronized. Taehyung turns. His foot lands incorrectly. His ankle twists. He falls. The music stops. Jungkook runs. Taehyung! Silence. Then, "Are you okay?" Taehyung tries to smile. "I'm okay." Jungkook shakes his head. "Don't move yet." That simple exchange becomes the emotional heartbeat of the story. It shows how quickly priorities can change. 1 second, everyone is focused on perfection. The next second, perfection does not matter anymore. The only thing that matters is whether someone is okay. For fans, that is perhaps the most touching message behind the fictionalized scenario. Friendship is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is sitting beside someone. Sometimes it is carrying a bag. Sometimes it is bringing ice. Sometimes it is asking the same question 5 times because you are still worried. Sometimes it is refusing to leave. Sometimes it is simply saying, "Practice can wait." Those words can carry enormous meaning. They say that a person matters more than a schedule. They say that health matters more than perfection. They say that a mistake does not make someone a burden. And they say that nobody should feel guilty for getting hurt. That is why Taehyung's apology becomes another emotional moment. He says sorry because he thinks he interrupted practice. Jungkook tells him not to apologize. In the fictionalized story, that exchange becomes symbolic. How often do people apologize for things that are not their fault? How often do performers feel pressure to continue even when their bodies need rest? How often does the desire to be perfect become stronger than the need to listen to pain? The story answers those questions through Jungkook's reaction. Stop. Rest. Get checked. Take care of yourself. The performance can wait. The audience can wait. The rehearsal can wait. Your health comes first. That is the message beneath the drama. And that is why the fictionalized scenario feels more than just an accident. It becomes a story about friendship, concern, pressure, vulnerability, and relief. As the night continues, Taehyung rests. Jungkook eventually returns home. But before leaving, he sends one final message. Let me know if the pain gets worse. Taehyung replies, I will. A few seconds later, another message appears. Seriously? Taehyung laughs. Yes, Mom. Jungkook responds with a laughing message. The tension finally disappears. But the memory remains. Tomorrow, the rehearsal room will probably be filled with music again. The choreography will continue. The members will practice. The mirrors will reflect their movements. The speakers will shake the floor. And eventually, the accident will become something they talk about and laugh about once the fear has completely passed. But for that one evening, the rehearsal stopped. And perhaps that was exactly what needed to happen. Because sometimes stopping is not failure. Sometimes stopping is protection. Sometimes stopping is friendship. Sometimes stopping is the smartest thing a person can do. The fictionalized story of Jungkook panicking after Taehyung twists his ankle during dance practice therefore ends not with a dramatic performance, but with something much quieter. A friend sitting beside another friend. A concerned question. A reassuring smile. And a reminder that behind the stage lights, behind the choreography, behind the cameras, and behind the image of perfection, there are people who can stumble, fall, become frightened, and need someone to say, "Don't worry, I'm here." And perhaps that is why this imagined moment would stay in the minds of fans. Not because Taehyung fell. Not because Jungkook panicked. But because, for a few minutes, everything else disappeared. The music disappeared. The choreography disappeared. The schedule disappeared. Only friendship remained. And if you were watching that moment unfold, what would you have thought when Jungkook suddenly ran toward Taehyung? Would you have been scared when the music stopped? Would you have noticed Jungkook's expression before he even said a word? And would Taehyung's attempt to smile and say, "I'm okay," have made you feel relieved or even more worried? Maybe the biggest question is this: how much can one unexpected moment reveal about the bond between two people? In this fictionalized scenario, the answer is simple. Sometimes, one fall is enough to make someone realize just how much another person matters. And sometimes, the most emotional stories begin with something nobody expected. A single step. A sudden twist. A shocked expression. A frightened friend. And a rehearsal that suddenly stopped. The room may have gone silent, but the message was louder than the music ever could have been. People matter more than perfection. Health matters more than choreography. And when someone you care about falls, the most important thing is not how quickly you can return to practice. It is how quickly you can reach out your hand. Jungkook reached out his hand. Taehyung took it. And for that moment, nothing else mattered. Disclaimer: This video is created for entertainment and storytelling purposes only. The story about Jungkook panicking after Taehyung allegedly injured his ankle during dance practice is a fictionalized scenario and is not presented as confirmed real-life news. There is no intention to mislead viewers or claim that this incident actually happened. Any dialogue, reactions, emotions, or events described in the story are dramatized and created for narrative purposes. BTS, Jungkook, Taehyung, and all related individuals remain real people, and this content should not be interpreted as an official statement, factual report, or representation of their private lives. Please enjoy the story as fictional fan content, and always refer to official sources for verified BTS-related information.